CountryMarro here. Today I'm just going to be replanting some of my thyme. I'm out of time with that blowover pesticide from my neighbor. It really burnt back all these thyme. I thought they would have rebound, but then nothing really happened. So I have a little bit of green area, and the festive seasons are coming in. We have Thanksgiving, Christmas, all those times that we're going to be cooking a lot, and we do use thyme a lot, even though we cook on a weekly basis here in the household. But for those seasons, you know, you really want to have your own backyard herbs and things like that. So what I'm going to be doing in this video today, I'm going to be replanting some of this thyme that we have here, and I also went ahead and bought a container with thyme in it. So we'll be planting out those, we'll be transplanting those in a different area, because this pool that I have the thyme on, it's really rotting away. So I'm gonna get rid of it from up here anyways, because someday I may come out and this just pump over. So I don't want that to happen. So I'm gonna put my thyme in a different area. I'll take you guys across. But before we go across, let me just show you. This is my last batch of onion. These were some long day onions that they said wouldn't do well. I finally removed them from the garden, which they are not as large as they should be, but they are still onions. So I'm getting rid of them now, getting them out of the garden in the summertime. And those are my last two pumpkins for the season. I still have some pumpkins coming up, but let's get over to that bed where I'm going to be transplanting those thyme. This square bed, it's a smaller bed, which I don't normally have a lot of things in. Most time I grow carrots in this bed. So I'm just going to be using it for my thyme bed now. These are amaranth. I'm going to be removing them. This is a Scotch bonnet pepper. I can go ahead and remove this one also. I won't be needing this. Can transplant it somewhere just to see how it does, but I won't be needing this pepper plant. I have a whole lot of Scotch bonnet seedling right now. And again, before we move on, this is one of those dwarf okras that I was telling you guys about. There it is, not much height to them. And these are what I'm going to be growing in my garden for I don't know how long, but maybe they will be my forever okras, because they are so small or they are so short, but then they pack a punch because they bear a whole lot. Let me get something to separate this, or let me see. And it's just much easier to have these dwarf variety okras in the garden. But let's just focus on the thyme. I think this is an English thyme. Yeah, this one is an English thyme. I didn't get a label with this one, so I don't know, but this is variegated and it smells really strong. So I'm just gonna mix them in. So what I'm just gonna do, I'm gonna just remove this mulch that I have here and just come inside. And with thyme, they're heavy feeder, so you want to give them they're heavy nitrogen feeder in my experience. So if you want them to spread and full out a area, you have to give them quite a bit of nitrogen. So with the rabbit manure inside here, I think I should be set, but what I'll be doing, I'll be putting some rabbit urine, some diluted rabbit urine in the soil here also, because that's also packed with nitrogen. So I'm just going to be planting them maybe about 6 inches apart, because they do spread, and I'll have enough time by the fall months kicks in, or mid-fall months, because we're almost there. So I don't want to break this one up too much. But let me see if I can get 2 more root system from it. And I'm just coming across. I think I'm gonna remove this okra also, because I don't want anything to hold back these thyme. So this one is going to waste. That's a sacrifice, but we have to do that sometimes. My thyme patch over there, it has been going for years. You guys can go back if you're new to the channel and look at many of my videos, and you'll see that that thyme patch is always flourishing. But for some reason that spray just affected the thyme more than anything else in the garden. So that's the reason why I'm planting out now. And I really don't want to have like a whole 5-foot bed with thyme. Okay, here's the name of this one. Oh, this is the silver edge. So this variegated one here, it's a silver edge thyme. As I was saying, I don't want a 5x8 bed with thyme, because I'm not selling thyme. We're just using thyme when we're preparing our meals. So this will be good enough for us. And once these things get going, trust me, the moment you cut, they start growing back. I've experienced it with that container that I have over on that side with thyme, and I'm still gonna try to save some of those thyme. But for now, let me get these new ones that I have here in the bed. I also have a rosemary. Rosemary and the thyme will go good together. There's a rosemary right here. I'll take you guys down as soon as I plant this one and show you the rosemary. So let me just take you guys down now and show you what's happening here. And we have more thyme. We can plant them elsewhere in the garden, but this is really what I'm going to be needing right now. So what we have here really can do the family when this is established and full out this bed area. This is more than enough for us. However, we still have more time here. I'm going to be just finding places in the garden just to put them, and they will help to deter pests also, because thyme has that smell that will ward off certain insects. And if you notice, when you plant thyme, bugs don't bother them. You don't find insect on them too much. So there's just something about them. I'm not sure if it's scientifically proven, but that's just my experience. So I'll be dropping in a thyme here and there in some of my grow bags and beds also. But this is what it's looking like now. There is a rosemary that I was telling you guys about there. So I can still put a few in these beds, even though I have a thyme here that's coming up. And these were all cuttings from the ones that I have in the container over there. But still don't think it's gonna be too much for me. Should have taken out a cutter or something, but that's okay. We'll just put this down in here to break down. And your thyme, if you feed them properly, they should establish within 3 months. So don't make that mistake, and once the thyme catch proper root, you start cutting it and using from it. Allow it to establish properly, and then you'll get the best from your thyme. So I'm just going to put one here because we have one of the older thyme right here. And for the fall month, this bed should be my pak choy bed. So 2 in this bed will be good enough. So I'm just going to move over to that bed over in the corner right there. Put these in the container. I'm going to propagate a few. So I'm just going to clip off a few branches, and then I'm going to uproot and plant the root system in the beds also. So I'm kind of done with thyme in the container here. I'm also going to harvest some and put it in the refrigerator for usage, so we can have thyme for a couple of weeks. So these are the ones that I'm going to propagate, and I'm just going to do a simple quick propagation this morning and show you guys. So I'm just going to come back and uproot these because the root system is still strong. Wow, everything is coming down now. Everything is falling apart now. So I'm just gonna stop the camera and just get this down and get back to you guys. So as I've showed you guys in about 2 videos before, or many videos before, how I propagate thyme, I normally go for the harder branches and just stick them into some soil, or you can put them into water also. So putting them in water would be water propagation. But for some people, I hear that they say that it's easier to get these smaller parts, the thinner branches, to propagate or to catch root. For me, it's the other way around, but you can try both ways. I won't dispute that the smaller ones will root easier, but this is just what works for me, so I guess both ways. So just get your thyme limbs or branches and you can just start sticking them into some soil. I'm going to be keeping this soil moist for maybe the next 2 weeks, and then I'll back off with the water a bit. So these are my old thyme, and I'm just saving a few of them. This as is, a lot of this is gonna die. So what I'm gonna do, this rosemary here has died back. I'm just gonna lay this thyme down flat inside of this container. So we have this container here. Instead of putting it upright, I'm gonna just lay it down to see if I can get multiple root system or rooting from this one cutting right here. So that's it. And we had a thyme here that was overwatered. The thing with thyme is, after you cut them and you do that propagation stage, once they start rooting, you have to back off with the water, or else your thyme, they're just gonna die, like what you see happen here. These are some thyme. I propagated them, they got roots, start growing leaves, but then they were just getting too much water and I didn't pay attention to them, so they just died back. Careful of that. And if you guys notice here, I have a lot of things that I propagate. So I have rosemary, I also have mint, and a few other things right here. So this is my little area that when I find any form of limb that is looking stressed out or not so well on the plant, or even break off by accident, I'll just come over and I'll propagate them. If I have a visitor or a friend that needs something, here's where I take things from and I'll just give it to them. I'm going to put a thyme in this Vigo bed right here also, that is under this tree, that is providing a lot of shade from the neighbors. But with your thyme do need a lot of sunlight, but with the way the weather system is going these days, if it continues like this, I guess we have to reconsider the way we garden, and we have to bend a lot of rules if the system continues like this, because the weather pattern, it's just not as predictable as before anymore. So we definitely have to adjust and readjust the way we garden right now. Trust me on that one. I won't be putting any thyme in these grow bags because my grow bags, they are like for my rotational crop. And with my thyme, for example, these thymes that I had in that container over there, they were in that container for almost 3 years. So it makes no sense I put them in the grow bag, which this area I really want to plant, adjust and readjust. So I'll have brassicas in these bags, and whenever I harvest, I'll put a next set of brassica because fall is our long grow season. I don't want to use up the space in these bags to put something like really what is a perennial in my garden, thyme, in these bags. So I won't be putting thyme in the grow bag. If you have grow bags and that's all you have, you can put them in it. And the next thing with thyme, they do well in Florida sandy soil that is well drained. They do quite well in the sandy soil also. So I'm just going to have them mostly in my in-ground bed this time around. So we have this, which is going to be my main thyme patch right here. So really and truly, I don't care if the remainder of thyme don't make it or if they struggle. This is what I'm concerned about. This is all we need in the garden with thyme. And this is the container now that I took the thyme out of. This is a container that I've been growing in for years. And this is what the root system was really like in these containers. So this was really established. I'm just going to take this soil now and maybe put it in a grow bag or one of my beds. So I'm going to be repurposing this soil because nothing is wrong with this soil that we have in the container here. That's going to be it from CountryMarro. God bless you all. See you in the next one. Happy gardening and cheers.